Okay, we're stepping out into cicada world. They're here. After 17 years, they've been in the ground and they're hungry. Let's go and look for them. There's probably a whole bunch by this red truck. They seem to love it. It's really loud. It's a double brood, apparently. The scientists were saying that there's a 9-year brood and a 17-year brood. Anyway, there's a tree over here they really like. Let's go over here. Yeah, I thought you guys liked this. If you're on the East Coast right now, well, Southeast. If you're in the Southeast, you probably have a headache from all this. It's ridiculous. Let's go over here. There was this one tree they seem to like over here. And here's one of their things right here. That's what they hatch out of. That's the shell. Oh, there's one right here. Okay, hey little buddy. How you doing? Have you already mated today? It's time to go and find your mate. See, he's not making any noise. He's just chilling. But they're flying around. Look, there's some right here. There's one right there. There's one here crawling around. We're just walking out here randomly finding them. Look, he's hanging. He's doing stuff. He's probably trying to get to his little buddy over here. Anyway, man, it's incredible. They're just like, there's one right there. Look at them all. There's more cicadas than you can shake a stick at around here. Okay, let's we'll flush some out here. Oh yeah, no problem. They're like little hummingbirds. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, it's really intense. Yeah, there's one. There's just like millions of them. There's one right there. You know, just a few days ago, it was just like a light hum here and there. Oh, hey, watch out. And now, there's just so many. Anyway, I thought I'd capture this, even though it's not really bicycle related. It is something, nature is incredible, especially when it's taking over. Like, man, there's one right there. He's hanging. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I disturbed him, sorry. Somebody will probably comment about me disturbing cicadas. There's what they hatch out of. See, they crawl out of the ground. I thought I'd just show you guys what's happening. They crawl out of the ground and they crawl up. There's its shell. That's this little larva stage thing. And then it busts out of there, see? He busts a move and cuts out of it. You can see the crack right there. And that's his larva shell. When he gets out of there, I think they have to dry their wings like a long time, because when they first came out, I could see them just like hanging on our porch and they weren't making much noise, and it seemed like they had to dry their wings for quite some time. Let's see if we can flush some more out. I can hear the comments now. You're disturbing the cicadas. I did. One came out. All right. Yeah, they're definitely a thing of awe. If you're in the Southeast, I don't really know if it's an enjoyable thing, but it's definitely something that isn't going to be around. Like, it's going to be another 17 years. And probably the scientists were saying this is a double brood. Oh, they like the, look at that, they like the wild roses. They're all over this. You can see where there's all their echo. Oh, there's one coming out right now, folks. Look at that. He's actually coming out. Look at that. Look at how long that takes him or her. And so then they have to hang on these plants for a while to dry their wings, I think. I'm not an expert. But look, there's one coming right out. Let's not disturb him too much. Wow, look how slow and long it takes. He'd probably be there for a whole 6 or 7 hours trying to get out of that thing. It's pretty tight. There's a little crack at the top they get out of. You can see it here. There's a little crack at the top. Wow, that's a small little slit to get out of. He's working it though. Keep going, buddy. We'll check on you tomorrow. Wow, it's incredible. Today is like the first day that they're really loud. Like they've been on and off, kind of. Oh, he's drying his wings. Look at that. He's scared. Sorry, buddy. We want to see you drying your wings. I think that one is drying his wings. His wings are all crumpled up still. Yeah. Huh, interesting. So I guess it takes a few days. I guess it takes a while. Wow, they're all over. There's one there too. Yeah, definitely very loud. Fortunately, when the sun goes down, they kind of go to sleep. Okay, so this is your Faulkner factoid. Not bicycle related. Sorry. Anyway, hope everyone's doing well. And let's go in here and see what I'm working on right now. Double time it. Get to work. Yeah, what we're doing, we're making this big horse grate. Apparently, we're gonna take some of this mesh, and we're gonna cut some of this thick wall 2-inch tubing, and we're gonna weld it into a, I don't know, 19-inch wide by 4 foot long. Then we're gonna put that mesh on it, put a couple boards, put a couple stringers across also. It has to be strong as a 1,000-pound horse, apparently. Has to step on this and not fall through. I think we're okay. I think if we, make the square part, the rectangle part, and then we put what I'll do is I'll cut that 2-inch thick wall into 4 pieces, put it in these little clamps, tack it, weld it, and then probably I've got some round pipe I'm thinking about using to save that square stuff, because I've got a lot of drops left over from another job. I might put the pipe across like that, at least 4 of them, maybe more. I'm not sure what I'm going to put in between there. I'm thinking about these round drops I have though. And then we'll take that, and we won't even really have to cut it because it's kind of a pain to cut. And so this is 19.5 by 4 feet. So I'm thinking just making it 19.5 by 4 feet. That way, I mean, we're not really going to have much of this left over anyway. We're trying to get some of this left over for another 19 by 19 square. We'll see. Anyway, I know you guys love this welding stuff. And when I'm not working on bikes, I know you guys love that. Okay, hey, Faulkner fixes all. Hope everyone's doing good. Just keep working on your old stuff. But remember, you got to work on your normal job too, okay? Don't just fade off into bicycle land. You got to come back. You got to make some money. Unfortunately, that's how it is. Okay, have a good day. Okay, with much ado, I didn't get much done. It's a really hot day, and I got distracted about something else I had to do. But yeah, we got this one kind of seal welded up. Some nice stacking the dimes there. We still got to grind it down a little, and it's far from done. I got and the smaller one, a horse's weight doesn't have to. A horse is not going to trod over this, so I don't have to worry too much about stiffeners. But for this one, I've got this piece of a garage door opener. You can see the little gear there. And the reason why I always pick these up when people are getting rid of them, not because they're great, the steel is great or anything, but what it comes with is this huge amount of single speed chain that's always not rusty, and it doesn't really do much on a garage door. You know, it just lifts the garage door up and down maybe, you know, once a week, twice a week. They're never really stretched. I've checked them thoroughly. So when you see those garage doors, the old Sears kind, the electric ones, it has a little motor and a light bulb, and on one end of the motor is a chain, and then the chain runs to this little gear here, and the motor has a gear on it too, and the chain runs here and opens up the garage door. And these are all, obviously these two are bolted together, but you know, I never really thought much of this I-beam. It's really cheap, or T-beam, but we're gonna use it. It's gonna be pretty good. We're gonna put 5 here. We'll start with this one in the middle. There's the center line. Of course, it doesn't want to fit now because I have to grind it, but it will. And we'll put it in there, and we'll weld it and keep this nice and flat. It'll be flat on there. And the idea behind that is we're going to put this expanded metal. But a horse could probably crunch through that eventually, you know, or dent it. That's why I'm putting the stringers across. I might even connect the stringers with some of this inch solid bar. I have a bunch of this left over. You know, when you do a lot of jobs, you always save your drops, obviously. It takes a long time before you get rid of any drops that are, well, you know, I always say a foot. If it's a foot, I'll save it. See what we got here. Okay, well, you know, it's a foot. Kind of. It's got that angle. Anyway, well, I think what we're going to do is put 5 of these in. I've got just enough of that stuff over there from that garage door. 1 in the middle. 2. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. 1 in the middle and 2 on each side. And then I'm probably going to connect them in a few little ways, like with some of that. I'm worried about the horses stomping down on it, you know. I mean, I'm not worried about this bending. I'm not worried about this stuff bending. But a horse's hoof, you know, is fairly big, and it might be enough to like dent that, or I'm just a little worried about a 1,000-pound horse. And when we get done with this one, big one, we'll lay it down and I'll run my truck over it and see what happens. That should be quite an exciting video. But this one, this one doesn't need, it's just for drainage. So I'm probably just going to put, you know, a couple of these across, maybe in a T. And I made it 19. Each one of them is 19 wide, so I only have to trim a little bit of this. This is 19.5. And that is 3.5. And this is 5. So one of these pieces should be enough, and I have all that left over for other projects. Yeah, because people call me all the time for horse pee drains. No, they don't pee in it. It's for a stall where they wash them, and the mud is clogging up this tiny drain. They have this little tiny drain, like 6 by 8 or something, and nobody washes it out. So they're going to pour a concrete slab, I think, and I got to give them this measurement. And I got to give them this measurement, and then they're going to make the slab with a little notch in it, you know, with wood, and then pull the wood out. And then Bob's your uncle. I bring this over here, and we slide it in. I'm a little worried about how you get it in and out. I don't want big D-rings on this because I'm afraid of the horses catching their hooves on it. I guess I should just be, like, not worrying too much about them. They're pretty gnarly, buff creatures, so maybe some D-rings you pull up. You know, I haven't quite figured out how they're going to get it out. Maybe I'll just have somebody make a little tool that goes in and grabs it, because I'd rather have it smooth where they're not going to catch their hoof on anything. Maybe I'm just being paranoid about it. Anyway, what's under here? Oh, don't look under here. Stop. What are you doing? Don't look at that. Okay, another metal video. I know, no one wants to hear it. Some people like the metal videos. Anyway, this video will be on the tail end of that cicada video. Man, those are awesome creatures. They're still doing stuff out here. They're not as loud as they were earlier in the day, but you can still hear them. Not as loud though. Yeah, they were really loud today before noon. Anyway, that's all. I'll update you on the bike when I get some parts. Actually, Fred hooked me up on a rim I might use. We'll see. All right. Peace out. Think good thoughts. Keep working on your stuff.